Hello, boys and girls. Tonight's lesson is lesson 3.3, Area Models and Partial Products. We are going to be working on page 55 of your Go Math book. Here is our essential question for tonight. How can I use area models and partial products to multiply two-digit numbers? Can you please write down this essential question at the top of page 55 in your Go Math book? Okay, boys and girls, let's look at number 2 in our Go Math book on page 55. Now, in today's video lesson, we're only going to do the even problems. So we're only going to do numbers 2, 4, 6, and 8. So go ahead and circle numbers 2, 4, 6, and 8. And just so that I know and you know that we're only doing those problems today. So let's look at number 2. Number 2 says 18 times 34. Well, this is a two-digit number times a two-digit number. So I'm going to show you how we can use the box model to multiply these two numbers together to find the product. So first, we're going to draw a box model. Now it's going to be a long rectangle just like our other box models were. This time, we're going to cut our box model into 4 sections. So now you can see that I have 4 boxes. Now let's look at our first factor. Our first factor is an 18. I want to break up that 18 into place values. I note that the 1 is worth 10 and the 8 is worth 8 ones because it's in the ones place. So 18 is really 10 plus 8. Now I'm going to come and write my 10 and my 8 down the side of my box model. So I'm going to put a 10 here and an 8 here. Now, we need to find the two numbers that are going to go on the top of our box model. Let's look at our 34. We need to break up the 34. The 3 is worth 3 tens, which is 30, plus the 4 is worth 4 ones. So 34 is really 30 plus 4. Now let's write our values up on top of our box model. Here is where my 30 goes, and here is where my 4 goes. So now I have my box model ready to multiply. I want to find out what partial product goes into this box. So in order to do that, I need to multiply two numbers. Now if I go up, I have a 30, and if I go over, I have a 10. So the two numbers that I'm going to multiply first are 30 times 10. Well, 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 zeros is 300. So I'm going to come and write my 300 in my box model for my first partial product. Now let's find what partial product goes in this square. If I go up, that's a 30. If I go over, it's an 8. So I know that I need to add 30 times 8 to my partial products. Now 3 times 8 is 24, plus my 0 is 240. That is going to go in my second partial product box. Now let's find out what goes into this box. If I go up, I have a 4, times over is a 10. So I'm going to be multiplying 4 times 10. Well, 4 times 10 is 40. So that is my second partial product for the side of my box model. Now let's find out what goes in our last box, our last partial product. If we go up, that's a 4. If we go over, it's an 8. So we are going to be multiplying 4 times 8. And 4 times 8 is 32. So I'm going to put my 32 in my last box for my partial product. Now, what do you think we're going to do with all these partial products? You guessed it, we're going to add them. I'm going to write my addition problem down the side. Okay, let's add. Now I know that if I have 0 plus 2, well that's 2. Now I have 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. Drop your 1, regroup your other 1 for your 11. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. So our final product is 612. That is the answer to 18 times 34. Okay, let's skip over to number 4 in your Go Math book. That's the one that you should have circled also. So let's look. We have 15 times 33. Now, I drew a box model here. Can you go ahead and draw this same box model as I did in your Go Math book? So first we need to find the numbers that go down the side of our box model. Well, that's going to be our first factor, which is the 15. I know that I need to break up the 15. If I break up the 15, it is going to be a 10 and a 5. Now, I need to find out what needs to go on the top of my box model. If I break up my second factor, which is the 33, I know that it's going to be 30 and a 3. So I have my numbers that I am going to multiply. Let's fill in our partial products. So if I'm going to find out what goes in this box, I'm going to go up and over. Now, up and over, I have 10 times 30. 10 times 30, 1 times 3 is 3, plus your 2 zeros. That's 300. Now, I filled in the first partial product for you. Do you think that you can find me the other partial products that go into these boxes? Press pause, see if you can find them, and press play when you're ready to go over the answer with me. Okay, here is what I got for my partial products. Let's see what you did, and let's see if you got the same answers as me. Now, for this box, I had to go up, that's a 30, times over, that's a 5. So I needed to multiply 30 times 5, and when I did that, I got 150. Now, for this partial product, I had to multiply up, that's a 3, times my 10, that's for the side of my partial product. So 3 times 10. 3 times 10 is 30. Now for this partial product, our last one, I had to multiply 3 times 5. 3 times 5 is 15. Now I found all of my partial products. Now all I need to do is add them. So let's do that. Okay, I'm adding down here on the side of my page, so I can say that 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 5 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. And 3 plus 1 is 4. So my final product is 495. Okay, boys and girls, let's skip to number 6. Number 6 says 19 times 36, and we need to use a box model to solve this problem. So I have a box model here for you already. So I want you to see if you can try this problem on your own and fill in the box model and find the partial products. So go ahead and press pause and try to work out this problem on your own. Now, if you get stuck, you can always rewind the video and re-watch how I did the other box models. So go ahead, press pause now. Okay, check your box model with me. Make sure you have your 10 and your 9. That's for your 19 down the side. And make sure you have your 30 and your 6. That's for your 36 up top. Now, to find my first partial product, I should have multiplied 30 times 10, which was 300. Now, to find my second partial product, you should have multiplied 30 times 9, which was 270. In this partial product box right here, we should have multiplied 6 times 10. 6 times 10 is 60. And in our last box, we should have multiplied 6 times 9. 6 times 9 is 54. So those are the partial products we should have gotten. Now we need to make sure we add our partial products to see what our final answer is. Okay, I did my addition down the side right here. You added 300 plus 270 plus 60 plus 54. Zeros plus my 4 is 4. 7 plus 6 is 13. 13 plus 5 is 18. 1 plus 3 is 4, and 4 plus 2 is 6. So our final answer is 684. Okay, let's look at number 8, our problem-solving question for tonight. It says, each student in Mrs. Sykes' class has a box of crayons. Each box has 36 crayons. If there are 18 students in Miss Sykes' class, how many crayons are there in all? Well, I know that this is a multiplication problem because I need to find out how many crayons there are. If there are 18 students in her class, and each student has a box of 36 crayons, I'm going to multiply 18 times 36. Well, to solve this problem, I need to draw my box model. And I'm going to cut it into 4 pieces. I know that I'm going to have to break up my first factor, which is an 18. An 18 breaks up into a 10 and an 8. Then I'm going to need to break up my second factor, 36, and that breaks up into a 30 and a 6. Now, my box model is ready for multiplying, so I want you to see if you can find the partial products that go into the box model and then add them up in the end to get your final answer. Go ahead and press pause and work on this problem. Okay, here are my partial products. I want you to check and make sure you got the same partial products as I did. So for 300, I had to multiply 30 times 10. For 240, I needed to multiply 30 times 8. For 60, I had to go up to 6 and over to 10, 6 times 10. To find 48, I needed to multiply 6 times 8. Now, I need to come and take my partial products and add them all together. So 0 plus 8 is 8. 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 plus 4 is 14. Drop your 4, regroup your 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. So my final answer should have been 648 crayons in Mrs. Sykes' class. If you got this answer, great job. If you missed something, I would like you to go back and rewind the video and watch the process again for better understanding. Remember, your homework tonight is on page 56. It's numbers 1 and 2 only. For number 1, you'll have to look at the area model and find the product, and you'll have to do the same for number 2. Remember, you're only doing numbers 1 and 2 only on page 56. Okay, once you get done with your homework problems, I want you to assess yourself. So at the bottom of page 55 in your Go Math book, I want you to write down your level, how you feel after today's lesson. Are you a novice, an apprentice, level 2, level 3 is a practitioner, and level 4 is an expert? So make sure to write this down at the bottom of page 55.